all my Hello Maniacs out there, welcome back to the channel. It's so great to see you again. Now, I did this challenge last year, and y'all really seemed to enjoy it, so I thought I would do it again. It is the Impersonator on Character Challenge! Or something like that. It doesn't really have an official name, so I guess I'm gonna call it that. So the Impersonator on Character Challenge! Okay, I'm gonna stop that now. I'm already annoyed with it. So this challenge is where I have to create my own character from scratch, visually and vocally. So I have to draw the character, I have to come up with what the character's gonna sound like, and in some cases I even went so far as to give them backstories and stuff. So it's really just, I guess it's the make your own character challenge? I guess? I don't know. We need to actually come up with a name for this. Y'all, write in the comments. Tell me some good names for this, because I'm coming up blank. So in the last video, I had my friends tell me what I should draw and all that good stuff. But this time I asked you guys in the community tab what I should do, and y'all had some very interesting suggestions. So, oh, and there was a bunch that I read that I'm like, oh, that would have been cool too, but each one of these drawings takes me almost an hour to do, so I don't have time to do more than like 4. But before we start this video, I wanted to thank the sponsor of this video, Mickey Travels, and thank you, Mickey Travels, for sponsoring this video. So Mickey Travels is a Disney travel agent that's all about making sure you get the best Disney vacation possible. Whether that be to Disneyland, or Disney World, or to any of the parks around the world, cruise lines, Adventures by Disney. If it's a Disney vacation, you name it, they can help you book it. And they will do everything they can to get you the fast passes that you want, the hotels that you want, airline tickets, dining reservations. Any part of your vacation, they can help you make it happen. So if you're interested in seeing if the vacation of your dreams could happen, head down to the description of this video, click the link, and you can fill out a free quote today to see if you can make the vacation of your dreams come true. Now without further ado, let's make some characters! Also, one last note before we get started. To those who are wondering, all of these characters were drawn on my iPad with an Apple Pen on the app Procreate. So there you go. I love drawing on Procreate. It's so much fun. Okay, so the first submission we have is from Gwen Bloodmoon. Oh, that's a name right there. Who says, a dragon who's always afraid of his own shadow or something like that. Okay, Gwen, how about something exactly like that? We're going to do a dragon who's afraid of his own shadow. Let's do this. So as I was drawing this dragon, I really wanted to give him something unique and different. So I was looking at reptiles and life, and I thought that there's this little head crest that chameleons have. And I was like, ooh, I've never seen that on a dragon before. That would be fun. And of course, I did his terrified expression. I love drawing scared characters. I don't know why. I think it's fun. And I also gave him a split tail for no other reason than I was like, he seems kind of like a generic dragon. So I wanted to do something different, so I gave him a split tail. So yeah, he's got that. Yeah, but he was a lot of fun. And then I was struggling to find a color to do for him. I ended up kind of going with this navy-ish blue. I'm still not totally sold on it, but I think for the purposes of this video, it worked out pretty well. And then I kind of got some inspiration from Pixar a little bit. Take a wild guess what character I was thinking of when I finished some of the color design on him. But yeah, this is my terrified dragon. So here we go, a dragon who is afraid of his own shadow. So, now for his voice. I'm thinking, I don't know why, but he pegs me as a very nasal type of voice. I don't know, maybe this because every time I see a dragon, they have like smoke coming out of their nose from like the fire they breathe. So I just assume they might have some sinus issues, which seems weird because all the flames would just like burn out all the sinuses, but you know, whatever. So I came up with a little bit of a backstory for him. So the reason why he's scared of his own shadow is because at one point in time, he was told about the dreaded shadow monster. He's not really a shadow, but he was a creature that was just dark and lived in the shadow, so everyone called him the shadow creature. So when he was a kid, he heard this and took it really literally, and now assumes that any shadow is the shadow monster, and that's why he's kind of flying. It's like he's flying and about to land and like sees a shadow and he's like, ah! And then he like, you know, tries to fly. He tries to keep flying so he never gets too close to a shadow, so he like lives up in the trees and stuff. He doesn't ever want to touch the ground. So I didn't mean to come up with a massive backstory for him, but he was just fun. Hello, what loveliness this is today. A lovely fly through the sky. What a beautiful day. There's not a shadow to be seen anywhere. Let's come on in for a landing. And then, ah! Shadow! see? The shadow monster's always there. He always sees. He always knows. He can see into your soul. Oh, wow, that got intense. I'm sorry about that. Next one comes from Kylie B, an energetic turtle that likes to run. I found the juxtaposition quite intriguing. All right, let's do it. Okay, so I didn't realize how difficult it was gonna be to actually draw a turtle that was running. So it took me a lot of tries to get the face right, just the way I wanted it. And I was trying to make him look like young and athletic and buff, but the more I did that, he still just looked old because turtles just look old. So I said, well, he could be an old athletic turtle. You know those old guys, they're like 80 years old and will still go run marathons. So that's him. And I did take some creative liberties with him as well. His eyebrows aren't even attached to his face. And his shell isn't technically connected to the rest of his body. I just shoved it back there. But hey, it works. That's the beauty of cartoons. And I really thought the shading worked well here. You could tell it was like an early morning. And I was really proud of how this turned out. So yes, here is my athletic turtle. So here is my energetic turtle. Granted, he's old, but he's still athletic and energetic. Just because you're old doesn't mean you can't be energetic and athletic. When I was drawing him, I just thought of all those dudes, you know the ones. Like you go to the mall super early on a Saturday morning and there's always like those really energetic old people. And I figure this dude, you know, he's out there trying to impress all the other old lady turtles. So he's like strutting his stuff. All right, here's the deal. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna run all the way down to that Macy's down there. Then we're gonna come all the way back, and the last one back's gonna have to buy everybody tapioca. So let's do this thing. Woo! Oh, my persona. That's right. That's what we're gonna do. Here we go right now. He slowly got a southern accent I didn't mean for him to have, but I'm totally okay with it being there. All right, and Mish7913 suggests Kung Fu Mammoth. He is strong like steel, breaks stones with one hit, fearless, and is very friendly. And he is very fond of sandwich with peanut butter. Has a deep, friendly voice. Dang it, I kind of realized that was kind of a deep, friendly voice. Should I just use that? I don't know, let's see. So as you guys can see, it took me a while to decide on a pose for this mammoth. I actually had about 8 different versions that never made it to the end. Because I couldn't decide what pose, if I wanted the trunk to be included as part of the actual fighting stance, and ended up going against that and decided to just have his trunk up and ready for battle, but not in an exact fighting pose like the hands or something like that. And I found that suit, the orange suit that he's wearing right here online, and I was like, oh, that would look really cool for him to be wearing. A nice juxtaposition with the brown of his fur. And also that little tuft of hair that mammoths have on their head. I wanted to have that blowing in the wind because he's an epic kung fu star of a movie or something like that. So yeah, I think it looks like he could kick some butt and also make some friends because he's still very friendly. So yes, here is Kung Fu Mammoth. So here is the Kung Fu Mammoth. I had a lot of fun drawing this guy. Now, I'm so tempted to use that voice I just did for the intro. But maybe. Dang it, I really like it, so that's what it is. He needs a name. He needs more than like Kung Fu Mammoth. He needs like a real name. I'm gonna call him, I don't know why the name Blade comes to mind. Yes! I am Blade, the Kung Fu fighting mammoth. But do not worry. I only use my powers of Kung Fu on those who seek to do harm unto those who cannot fight. And as long as you bring me peanut butter sandwiches, we are good, man. That's all you gotta do. Just bring me some sandwiches. We are tight, you know. We're like besties. We're like this. That's all you gotta say. I don't know how I did this because I'm a mammoth and I don't have fingers, but I totally just did this. So yeah, there you go. He's slowly gotten to like a Will Arnett territory. I am Blade, the Kung Fu Mammoth. I am Blade, the Kung Fu Mammoth. Blade, Kung Fu Mammoth. Blade, the Kung Fu Mammoth. I am Blade. I am Blade. I am Blade, the Kung Fu Mammoth. I am Blade. I am Blade. I am Blade. I'm having way too much fun with this. And the last one, ooh, Cassidy Brewer says, how about an old western alligator who loves to play the banjo? Oh, I got into this one, y'all. Oh, I'm excited for this one. So I took a huge departure from my normal style for this one, just because the second I heard the suggestion, this image popped into my head of a very realistic crocodile, like dressed up like a cowboy with a cowboy hat and his banjo, just popped in my head, and I'm like, yep, we're gonna make this thing a lot more realistic. And I was really happy with the way it turned out. If you see in just a little bit, I worked with some different color shading, which I don't normally do. I try to keep it pretty solid colors. And even here I got to put in some textures. You can see that I put a scale texture on the alligator himself, and I think that worked to a great effect. It was something really cool that I found within Procreate. Now, I got a little excited and tried a bunch of different textures all over the rest of him on the banjo and the clothing and everything else. And I think some of it kind of worked, and some of it just didn't work at all. But I think it worked well enough for the purposes of this video. And yes, here is my old Western alligator. So definitely a departure from my normal style, but y'all, I had a blast with this guy. He was so much fun. So the whole time I was drawing this guy, I just pictured that old sage type character who just sits at the bottom of a tree, like just leaning up against it, just sitting there playing his banjo with his hat down, and he can't see anything. And unless like something he sees is troubling him, he won't even just look up. He just sits there and plays his banjo. But then the second he hears something's out of line, he like looks up and will deliver words of wisdom that just spill out of his alligator-like mouth. I just realized that was really Jack Black, what I just said. Alright, I gotta do this one justice. Hang on a second.
Troubles are like the wind. Every day, new wind blows. And every day, new troubles come. But one thing is not like the wind, and that's the banjo. The wind you have no control over. It blows every which way, no matter what you want it to do. But a banjo only plays what you tell it to. And if you can't play the banjo, you have no control over life.
It was kind of cool at first, and then I lost it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if y'all want to see me do more of this, let me know. I had a blast doing it, and I think we could do more cool stuff, especially if y'all have more cool ideas. And also, don't forget to check out Mickey Travels for all of your Disney destination travels. They will make it as magical as possible. And I will see you guys later. Bye!